Hello, this is a demo recording for SuperTutor, and on this recording I will be talking about binomial theorem. Now the main purpose of this theorem is to have an easy formula for calculations of the form a plus b to the power of n, where a and b are reals for this case. It could be even complex numbers if you'd like to enlarge the, let's say, vision. And the power itself will be a natural number starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, going all the way to infinity. Now, before giving out the formula itself, what I have to emphasize in this case is the terms that we are adding inside the parentheses, which are given as a and b, which are real numbers, which means a or b could be equal to a negative number, or let's say a function that can take either positive or negative values. And when one of these terms take a negative value, students usually have the mistake of not considering the negative sign that's inside the term. And then most students have problems with the calculations afterwards. What we have to realize is if we have a negative term, the negative term as a whole has to be included in one of the terms, a or b. For example, if I am to write 2x minus y to the power of 5, in this case, our terms are 2x and negative y. I think this is the most important pitfall that most students fall into. So now we have the formula and we know how to place our variables, numbers, or etc. into the terms themselves that's inside the parentheses. And now it's time for us to give the formula itself. I'm going to rewrite the formula here first, and I'll give you the explanation. Now it seems like there are lots of terms in here, but as time goes, students will get used to it and will become much more faster while using this formula. Now, let's start by solving the example that I gave earlier. If I want to calculate 2x minus y to the power of 5, by looking at the formula, I can just fill out everything by itself. So the first things that will never change is the indices of the summation that we have here. And just in case if you don't know what this sign means that we are doing a summation with many terms, which are indicated by our indices. So our only in the index in this case is I, and it starts from 0 and goes all the way up to 5, which means we are going to add up 6 different terms. Since writing it every single time, writing these 6 terms every single time will take lots of time, we are basically reducing the amount of writings and referencing each term by looking at the index that we have at the moment. Now, if I want to continue, I can write. Now, after this, again, what we have to consider are the terms themselves. Our terms are 2x and negative y. So, instead of a, I can write 2x to the power of I, and instead of b, I can write negative y to the power of 5 minus I. And if I were to write down the result and did the calculation itself for some x and y in reals, for example, I will have gotten the same result. Let's do another example. Let's keep 2x this time, and instead of negative y, let's do 1 over 2x to the power of 3. This time we will have exactly 4 terms that are going to be added, and all of the terms can be written by looking at the index itself. Our terms are 2x and 1 over 2x. If I want to write the first term, I can simply put 0 instead of I on everything that I see here. So our first term appears when I is equal to 0, and the term itself will have a result of 3, pick 0 is equal to 1, 2x to the power of 0 is 1, 1 over 2x to the power of 3 is 8 times x, oh no, not 8. Oop, just a mistake. We can just write 2x to the power of negative 3. For our next term, I keep on writing the same stuff and only changing the I, number I takes. We've done the calculation by taking I is equal to 0, and now we're doing I is equal to 1. We're going to have 2x to the power of 1 and 1 over 2x to the power of 2. Quickly writing other terms, and our final term is this. And that's a short explanation for binomial theorem.